Hitting that intro in a 3, a 2, a 1.
What is going on, ladies and gentlemen? Jose here at the First Run By podcast, accompanied by my boy, Mr. Soss.
What is going on, one and all? I hope everyone's doing amazing. This is a late episode, late Monday night. We have actually just got done recording another episode, but we've been talking about doing this episode for at least probably about a week now.
Yeah, about a week.
Yeah. So we recently posted a video. I say recently, it was like a week and a half ago. But we posted a video talking about running backs, second-year running backs, right?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. And seeing, we gave our thoughts on how we thought that they would do. And to our surprise, we actually got a comment. Wow, somebody commented on a video? Unbelievable. So, guess what we're going to do? We're going to go over that. All right, so shout out to Mr. Cooper Martin 7819. He said Tyjae Spears will have a better year than Bijan. I guarantee it. So, for those of you who do not know, Tyjae Spears, do you know who he plays for?
I think that team on your chest.
Oof. That's right. So Tyjae Spears, he is actually a running back for the Tennessee Titans. And I say a running back because we also signed Tony Pollard, which was actually kind of funny is that so Jose responded with hot take. Even with sharing the load with Pollard and possibly being RB2? Question mark. And then I'm assuming, I'm guessing. Now, you let me know if I am completely wrong in this assumption. But Mr. Cooper Martin said, yep, Callahan is an offensive wizard. I agree. And Tyjae would have already had better numbers than Bijan and Gibbs last year if he said oof, but I think he meant if Vrabel's plan for every game wasn't force feed Derrick Henry. Plus, with our sudden wealth of receiving talent, and Spears' already elite passive catching ability, I expect him to have a monster year. Interesting take, because off camera, I actually talked about, on that same day, I talked about how I thought that Tyjae Spears he's gonna be a breakout star. I thought that he was gonna do good, but he's also sharing the load with Tony Pollard. So, Jose, first time that we are actually talking about someone's comment on one of our own videos. This is what we've been begging for. This is what we've been asking for.
I know.
We have been
love it.
begging for since we started for someone to comment, and get this, we got somebody. So thank you so much for the response. And so now, guess what we're going to do? We're going to dissect it. So, Jose, what are your thoughts?
So first and foremost, thank you for the comment. If you guys are new to the channel, we love to. I mean, obviously this is our first time doing this, but we love to sit here and take your comments and, like he said, dissect them. So drop down below if you agree, disagree. Give us your thoughts, opinions, and we'll roll with them. We'll make videos. We'll shout you out, etc., etc. But my thoughts. So I think it's kind of a stretch to say that he would have had a better season than both Gibbs and Robinson. I'm not saying it's not possible. It is possible, of course. But to say that he would have done better than both, I mean, dude, Gibbs was phenomenal last year.
He was.
Gibbs was phenomenal. Bijan had his like every other game. Like he had some games where he did pretty hot.
By the way, the dude's name was Tyler Algier.
Ah, there we go.
The reason why I figured that out was because I was playing Madden the other day, and they said Algier, and I was like, "Shit, I'm sorry, I called him Alger."
They knew what we were talking about. But I don't know. I don't foresee him having a breakout year. I mean, I feel like he will. Let's just say Pollard goes down with an injury, knock on wood. I feel like he's definitely going to fill that RB1 role very well, especially since it's going to be a second year in that system, learning the system. But the fact that they got rid of Henry, I know we spoke about this in another episode. I
Hmm.
feel like that's gonna really help their offense grow a little bit more.
Oh yeah.
They're moving away from the run first and going to a pass first. And like I didn't really see a whole lot of Tyjae Spears games last year. I didn't really see him play, so I can't really give him like or give
Just means
you
you got to
my
watch more Titans
full
games.
input. I do, but I don't know. I think that's quite a hot take if you ask me.
Do you? Well, I mean, you did say hot, hot, hot take.
Yeah, I don't see him playing Pollard for sure, or playing better than Pollard for sure.
Interesting. All right, here we go. Gotta. So, here's my thoughts on it. I I somewhat agree with Mr. Cooper Martin's take. And part of the reason why. So, one of the biggest issues that we've had over as a Titans fan over the course of the Derrick Henry era, that's what we'll call it, the Derrick Henry era, is that Mike Vrabel was so insistent on running Henry that nobody else really got the opportunity to. And he was such a big believer in Derrick Henry, which I mean, I don't blame him. Henry is an absolute freak of nature, but he did have some shortcomings. He wasn't great with pass blocking, like on third down, and he wasn't exactly a natural pass catcher. So I don't know. It's really hard for me to really gauge because whenever Tyjae Spears was out there and playing, he played very well. Now, the one reason why I think that he would have had a better year if he got more opportunities is because if you look at the other two situations, so Gibbs was also in a timeshare with David Montgomery. And there was a lot of times when we talked about this on the last episode, well, the episode about the running backs, we had spoken about how it was just so up and down because there would be games that you would think, man, Gibbs should be getting the ball, but they would give it to David Montgomery. So he was in a timeshare, and then even still, even though he earned those opportunities and he was playing very well, they still rolled with David Montgomery, which was, I mean, that's just what they do. That's what the Lions do. And then on the other hand, with Bijan Robinson, he was just terribly misused last year, like
Hmm.
absolutely terribly misused. Um, you drafted the dude very high, and you don't even utilize him. So they were all three of those running backs. If you think about it, they were all kind of in a similar situation. Albeit it was a little bit different for Bijan. I did say that I do think that Tyjae Spears is he's very underrated. I think that he's being overlooked by a lot of people just because he doesn't have the big name like all these other guys, and he didn't get showcased a lot because to be honest, there was a whole lot of Titans games that were showcased last year, not like the Lions who were in the playoffs. And obviously, they drafted the other two teams. They drafted their running backs very high, a lot
Hmm.
higher than Tyjae Spears. So obviously, you're not going to get that name recognition. But yeah, so simply put, I think that the new offensive system. I do not think that the offensive system would have worked out as well for Spears last year, just because I mean, Vrabel loved to run the ball, and I think that Derrick Henry was always. I mean, Derrick Henry is always going to overshadow somebody else whenever it comes to just pure running. Now, whenever it comes to like pass catching and blocking and stuff like that, I think that's where Spears has the edge. But so far during camp, everything's been pointing to Pollard and Spears being 1A and 1B. So, and I don't know how much stock I'd put into like Madden gameplay. I've been playing a lot of Madden lately, but Pollard is the starter on there. He's got more tread on the tires, but he also is. They're pretty much the same running back, to be honest. So,
Interesting. It'll be interesting to see as to how they split the backfield. I do think that
mhm,
Pollard will probably be the quote unquote starter, and
right.
then depending on how both of them go or progress or whatever throughout the season,
Go with the
obviously
hot hand.
the hot hand's gonna
Yeah.
get more touches. But like I said earlier, I personally don't foresee Spears getting more touches than Pollard unless he gets injured or something like that.
I think it's going to be uh, probably 60-40 with Pollard.
Yeah, that's pretty fair, I would say.
But I'm also just happy that it seems like there is another Titans fan out there that listens to us.
Right, but I mean, it'll be interesting as a football fan to see, what the Titans do. Like, I know we said it 1,000 times, but they're going from a run first team to what it seems like a pass first team. Obviously, Will Levis, going into year two. It'll be very interesting to see as to how he utilizes his new weapons and Calvin Ridley
Mm,
and all his new running back mates. So
mm.
I'm excited, man. I'm excited.
Oh yeah, it's got me really randy.
Mm.
I love it, dude. Like, I mean, because literally, even dating back to whenever the Titans moved to Nashville from Houston, they've always been a run centric team. This is literally the first time in over 20 years that they are going to go toward more of a pass friendly offense, and I'm so excited. I cannot wait. Now, knowing my luck as a fan, I'm going to get really excited for it, and Will Levis is going to shit the bed, and they're just
Ripperooskies.
going to be like, yeah, you know what? We're just gonna go ahead and keep running it. That's our bread
Yeah.
and butter. And then good
Rip.
old Mason Rudolph is going to come in there and just light it up. He's going to be the new
I,
Tannehill.
I forgot you got Rudolph.
Yeah, and apparently he's been actually playing pretty good in camp. He's playing with the number twos though,
Mm-hmm.
but yeah, no, it's going to be very very interesting. And that was actually, like I said, that was a very good comment. That was a good discussion piece, and we actually off camera, like as we were talking about getting ready to possibly record this video, we were actually having a pretty good discussion about it, and I was just like, ooh, okay, this could be fun. So
Mm-hmm.
definitely enjoyed the comment and everything. Kind of like Jose said, please make sure that you dropping down below, commenting. I mean, like I said, we'll talk about it. That's part of the reason why we're doing this, is because we we want to have an open discussion and just talk football. You
We
know.
want to hear what you guys have to say. We want to build a community, talk football, comment sections, talk fantasy football.
Mm-hmm.
And then whenever the season starts, midway through the season or whatever, if Tajay Spears is doing his thing, we'll make another episode in regards to this episode and kind
Mm-hmm.
of like be like, see, I told you, or be like, hey,
We keep
we,
receipts.
you know what I'm saying? We'll
That's
go
right.
back and forth, but yeah,
Awesome. Well, Jose, do you have anything else for our lovely, lovely viewers?
I do not.
Awesome. Well, thanks again to I want to get his name right, so I'm gonna look at it again. I apologize. Keep him busy. I'm just kidding. Want to give a shout out again to Cooper Martin 7819. Thank you so much for the comment. It was a good discussion topic. So, with that being said, check it out at firstroundbuy.com. Check out all the streaming services. We'll be on there. And with that being said, we'll catch you guys in the next one.
Peace.